Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, 4 Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with these nerds, and we're doing it live.
They Nerdarch.
Nerdarch is dead.
And with any luck, we're even actually live. But we got intern Kyle in the hot seat today, working the buttons for us. So I'm sure he will let us know if we're not. So, all right, guys, happy Saturday. It's been a full week. This week has been insane. We've had so much stuff happening going on in the past 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah, and things just keep pouring in. You know, when I shared out the live chat stuff, I'm like, okay, and there's going to be another announcement with another potential thing. So it just doesn't stop.
It does. I wonder if anybody's actually watching though. I mean, Stream of Annihilation is going on after all.
Right now?
Right? Yeah. It started yesterday.
I have something I have to say.
Nice. I think intern Kyle says like 9 people are watching.
That's pretty good. Draw them away from that.
Yeah. They're like, now it just went down to 0.
Wait a second. We can watch Stream of Annihilation instead of Nerdarchy?
Yeah. Like we can always catch this in the reruns. So we do have a lot going on this week, though. We want to we're going to thank all the people that showed up and hung out with us last week. On the live chat, we also have who's coming up this week. We got some cool guests, and I actually surprised myself when I was going. I was like, I gotta say, this person from there, and and they say from there, really, and I was like, yeah, that's right, boom. Although I am a little jealous, Will from Encounter Roleplay, they actually had Perkins on for his birthday stream.
Wow.
They managed to track him down and get him. So I'm going to try and tweet at him or tweet message him and see if we can't get him on. But I think I've tried those guys before, and I think I just I've gotten redirected to their customer service. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll give it a try.
Well, we got the birthday hangout with Satine Phoenix, though.
We did on her birthday. She came on. That was cool last week. And from that spawned, well, as you guys may or may not know, we are now panhandling the internet for our GoFundMe, trying to raise funds. We're just about 25% of the way there. Or we are 25%.
We're 25%.
Yeah, to our goal, which is going to help us get out to LA to be on GM Tips with Satine Phoenix on the Geek and Sundry channel, which will be friggin' amazing for our channel. It's going to help us grow. Also we're going to be in the green room with some other people, so then we can maybe then get them on the show. I actually know who one of them is. I found out by accident. I don't quite know who the other 3 are yet, but right. So it's going to be cool
because they record 4 episodes.
Yeah, they do 4 at a time, and then then they kind of stick everyone in the green room to hang out, wait for their turn. I guess it sounds like a busy day for Satine anyway.
Right.
For most of us, for most of the time, we just get kind of chill out and hang or whatever. But so that's going to be happening, and that's cool. So all right. So the reason why we're asking for money for that is because 1, plane tickets are expensive. 2, hotel rooms are expensive, and 3, we want to stay longer than just long enough to record GM Tips.
Right.
We want to see if there's other cool things out in LA that we can do. I imagine there's got to be a thing or 2, specifically that has to do with nerd and geek culture, D&D, gaming, whatever. I mean, Meltdown Comics is out there.
But at the same time, like if we're going to be out there, we haven't had any kind of big chance to get out and meet any of our West Coast fans.
Yes.
So if we're going to be out there anyway, and you happen to be close, we can set something up. We can, get some kind of game or a hangout, something going so that we can get some hang time, chill time with you guys.
Yeah, and generally too, it might work out good because a lot of times if you book weird flight times or weird flight days, like you can get a little bit of a discount. Mm-hmm. So we can try and do that. And if we can try and stay out there maybe for 5 or 6 days or something, and we can set up several meetups or maybe make interviews with people. Rudy Rutenberg and Satine, they're friends with Matt Mercer. I don't know if we'll be able to get to meet him or anything like that. It might be hard. He might have like a fortress set up around his house with like machine gun turrets and stuff at this point.
Troll bodyguards.
Yeah, that would work. That's good. Note to self: bring acid and fire.
Yes.
And or fire. So I don't know. I don't know what will happen. I don't know what kind of cool people we're going to meet. And look, when we did the thing with Satine, the live chat with Satine, like Ivan was just there hanging out in the background.
So was Rudy.
Yeah. So like, who knows who's just going to show up? And like, we're just going to have, we'll just have camera stuff ready, like ambush, surprise attack, sucker. So But that being said, it's going to cost money to get out there. We're going to have ground transportation out there, airline fees, hotel rooms, and I think we should probably eat as well while we're there.
We're gonna have the energy to talk to people and game. We need to actually be able to eat.
So that's a good possibility. So if you guys can give, please do. If you already have given, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. You guys are the best. We got the best fans on the planet. And if you can't do either of those, please share out the social media for us. That helps a lot. So, all right, done panhandling the internet. So we have other things going on as well. We have the giveaway, which we picked the person.
We did. I don't know if we're going to do the announcement now, but from Dogmite, we've got the cool case, magnetic seal, space for dice and pencil and mini.
And if you need to, you can break them apart, dual wield, and fight off ninjas.
Yeah, I think I'd rather find a lead pipe with a wooden stick rather than something cool.
We also have this Play Me by Cool Mini or Not.
And I believe it's a game, and you're going to play me.
Yes, that's the thing. And it looks like it's a Universe of Alice in Wonderland and a complete Mad Dice game. It's for ages 14 and up.
I think we should just call out the name because we got so much stuff going on today. Let's just get through it.
All right, so the winner, as selected by the randomness of a random number generator, and for those that are patrons or have sent in through our contest mail form, the winner is Peter Boldry. So I will be contacting you later today or tomorrow via email to get your address and be able to send that your way.
Congrats. And he should be fairly easy to get a hold of. I think he sends us emails, and I think I might be Facebook friends with him. Not
awesome.
Sure.
That's always great when we've already got connections to you guys that are awesome out there.
Yeah, it's better when we don't have to go on a quest to find the person we just gave the loot to. So it does make life a little bit easier. So live chat. Who did we have on last week?
Last week we had. You got the list of that one. Thursday was the.
Oh no, I don't have the list of that one.
You were there with them.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. We definitely had people on that. I can tell you that for sure.
So Friday.
Writer chat was on Monday, and which was cool. We had all the writers on. Oh, you know what? I have to make a special apology to Mike Gould. For over a year now, he's been writing on the website and doing the awesome out-of-the-box encounters, which is something you can drop right into your game. For his 1-year anniversary, he did a special PDF. He put everything together and also made like basically an adventure in a module you just go download for free, which was really awesome. And I felt like such a dick because I didn't invite him, and two, I forgot to thank him on the live chat. So I felt terrible and bad me. Essentially, like there's a writer chat that the guys use, and I'm not in that chat, and I just asked someone to drop the link in there, thinking that was inviting everybody. But what I didn't realize is Professor Bill and Mike are not in that chat. And I don't believe Mike's even on Facebook. And Professor Bill showed up in the chat, like the live chat, leaving comments. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Oh yeah, there's Comic Book University as well, Professor Bill. You want to come in? I'll send you the link. I didn't realize he wasn't in the chat either. So no slight intended. He's Mike Gould has been an awesome supporter of the channel. He's been leaving us super long comments from the very beginning. He's like one of our his comments are so long. Oftentimes I have to convince Google they are not spam and fish them out of the spam, the spam filter, but because it's just like nothing this long could possibly not be spam.
And I have written a few articles on Nerdarchy.com.
Just based off
based off of his comments. They're that good and that long.
And then the next one, we kind of have to thank Ty Johnson, our website content manager, because he actually put me in the direction of actually know who that was. And then I realized the guys' names are in all of our books, right? All over the place. He's a designer, he's a writer, he's an editor, but he's one of those unsung heroes that touches everything that we love, but we probably don't think about it unless you're super nerdy and you're following all the credits in the book. But he was on it, so that was really cool to have him on. And then Wednesday I had Pixelscapes, Jen from Pixelscapes on, which she has a website. She has her Twitter account, which I discovered her on Twitter, where she just does all these super cool, funky, colorful monsters out of the monster manual and throws them up over there. So that is, those are all fantastic. You should check them out. Go back and watch those live chats. They're a lot of fun.
And DeBill from Comic Book University was running the Marvel FASERIP game on Thursday. Dave is continuing, with his series of Ethos Guides on Fridays. So we're going to have session 7 of that next week, session 3 of FASERIP next Thursday.
Yes, I believe so.
But then Monday, we're going to have the Geek Dad.
John Booth from Geek Dad is going to be on, yep.
Then we're going to have Blue Lighting.
Blues, it's, what is it? It's Blues Light. I don't know if it's Blues Light or Blues Lighting. Now you confused me, Ted, by probably writing it down wrong. Curse you. I would look at it right here. Blues Light Painting. And basically he has a mini painting service. And at first he had sent me an email and Beyonce, I was like, whatever. And then I was like, oh, send me something, right? And he directed me to some of the stuff he did. And I was like, oh my God, I was blown away. This was amazing. Literally, like I would not have him on, but the stuff is so good. I'm no offense, guys, but we get stuff like that all the time. Can you show this? Review that. Look at this. And most of the time, we're like, whatever. But occasionally, especially if it's not someone that's known, but occasionally someone will come out of the woodwork and they just like blow us away. And this was definitely like one of those cases.
And then Wednesday, we're going to have TL Freschetti.
I believe that's how you say her name. We probably butchered it. We did a video response to GM Tips by TL and Satine about gaming with kids. It was me, Nate, and Scott Garibay. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed their video. And so I asked her if she would appear on the show, and she is going to gift us with our present, so that's also awesome. Another cool LA person.
Very cool. So that's the live chats for last week and next week.
Yeah, and absolutely thank you everyone who's appeared. Thank you guys that are coming. We got some cool ones, planned in the future. And as always, I'm hunting these guys down like big game. So you can run, but you can't hide.
So if there's anybody that you have suggestions, we're always willing to take those. Nerdarchy@gmail.com. As well as you are always able to contact them or tweet at them and say, hey, you should do the live chats with Nerdarchy. And
that's actually the most effective way, because if enough of you go, hey, so-and-so, I would like to see you guys on the Nerdarchy live chats, they are far more likely to respond to that than, a random, a random email from me or a tweet. Sometimes we get lucky. Sometimes we get a Mac call, though. Sometimes we get a web DM. Sometimes we get, a David Harbour. But those are really shots on the dark.
Sometimes we get somebody that, messes up a time, and it's just Dave and I talking.
Yeah, sometimes you get that. But generally, that'll come from our personal life more so than anywhere else. You got to bear with that.
But it has happened.
It has happened. So other cool things that are coming on. If you guys are connected with me on Facebook, and I would encourage you to, as well as follow us there and join our company, the NAG group, you would have already seen that July 23rd, yesterday, I was actually contacted about July 23rd. They're like, hey, I might have some space for you, a free venue for you in Atlantic City. I'll know more details on Monday. Would you be interested? I'm like, I don't know. I'm running a GoFundMe. I'm going to Origins, and I'm getting ready for an LA trip later that week. But maybe. So I made a couple of phone calls, and I got a rock solid maybe from Brian Feaster of Open Legends for showing up.
Rock solid maybe.
Absolutely.
Check that out.
But that being said, Jim Davis from WebDM is on board. He will drive eight hours from New Hampshire down to Atlantic City to hang out and do an event with Nerdarchy. So it will be a WebDM Nerdarchy event if this happens, and we're still working on it. We still have to get some ducks in line for this. He's going to try and convince Pruitt to fly out from Texas, and he's also like, I'm still in Texas travel time, so an 8-hour drive, not that big a deal. Yeah. Once he lives in New Hampshire for a while and realizes everything is kind of like super close, it might have been a no. So yeah, we're definitely trying to put something together. He's on board. I don't know who else we can get. We are loosely in talks with different people, gauging interest in making this happen. If you guys are interested in doing this, let us know. That'll also encourage us to try and make this happen as well. But we're literally within a day or two, we're going to have a decision on what we're doing. But as it stands, if it goes forward, the bare minimum, you're hanging out with WebDM and Nerdarchy. So we got some other cool things planned. We don't want to just we don't want to make it just like a hangout, and we don't want to make it like we've seen the suggestion of geeky flea market. We want to do something way cooler.
Right. So if you are, close to Atlantic City, South Jersey area, and you happen to be in the chat, just give a yes or a no whether you'd be willing to come to that. I would take that as a kindness.
I'm not going to say anything negative about that. If you happen to be a little bit further, like Philadelphia or the New York or the tri-state or Delaware, these places that aren't terribly far from Atlantic City, you might want to come hang out.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you're willing to travel to that area, is what I'm saying.
Well, it sounded like if you live near Atlantic City, it's like there's the tri-state area. But come, or if you're willing to get on a plane and fly out for a day and hang out with her, you can do that too. But we would love to hang out with you guys. So it will be gratefully helpful if you guys let us know. I don't know how many people are in the chat, so
We got about 25 right now.
that's not bad. I mean, there's a lot of heavy competition today. And you also leave it in the comments, or if you're seeing this later on, you can always email us at nerdarchy@gmail.com if you'd be interested.
Yeah,
That'd be
please.
awesome. Or if you even do it, if you're local and you're doing something cool, and that's something we might want to highlight during this event, we could possibly figure something out there too. So we're still kind of open. We just want to make sure whatever we do, it's going to be cool and a lot of fun for you guys.
Absolutely.
So what else is on the docket? Are we done? Can we go home now?
Well, if I could interrupt, I just realized that my wife is 8 months pregnant, and I'm going to run my game this month. I can't run it at the end of the month. I have to run it sooner than that because that's what my wife is due. So we don't have the list of names, but I am going to do for my fan game for the month. I'm going to do Spiders from Mars, which is part of my space opera series, which is something that was actually a Patreon level reward. I'm going to run part of that as an adventure, and we'll have to figure out the names and get in contact with those people.
So I will get the list of names to Nate today, and Nate will be able to contact them right away. But we will still do the announcement. We'll just get the announcement next week.
Yeah, and I'd like to do it. Gotta check the calendar out.
Doing it live.
Doing it
folks.
live. Figuring this out. Sorry, I just had a panic moment. I was like, oh no. He's talking about his schedule too.
It's not going to work.
It's going to have to be. Well,
I brought up
for
July.
June. Oh no, I need
June.
June.
I'm stuck on July.
Yeah, 17th. That's when it's going to have to be. So 2 weeks from now. I know it's short notice, but I can't be cutting it that close.
When is the baby due?
Like the 30th or the 1st. So, and she might go a little early. So I'm really leery about doing it the 24th.
Oh yeah. You're giving yourself some.
Yeah.
All of my kids were like 3 weeks early, so.
Yeah, I feel like she's going to be a bit early.
My wife is super good at spitting out those kids.
Yeah,
so.
but hopefully she's usually right on time.
I was trying to convince her to keep going. I'm like, we could get this down to 7 months.
Down to a science.
I think we could do it.
The look that Kyle's face is making is hysterical.
Yeah, so it's our 5th child, and she's been kind of consistent for all of them. So I'm going to go with planning on a consistency or slightly early. So the 17th is when the game's going to happen. I'll email the time and the date to remind whoever is actually getting the email, and I will send them kind of like a primer on levels and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we're also going to. I guess he's also going to need an RSVP a little bit sooner than normal as well.
Yes, the quicker the better.
Professor DeBill says that Nate just rolled a 1 on his perception check. He just realized his wife was 8 months pregnant.
Did I say that?
Yes, it will live on forever. The rest of us are going to make that our ringtone. Matter of fact, we may even make it available to you guys as a ringtone.
So I cut out the part. I just realized that I have to run my game sooner than later because my wife is 8 months pregnant.
I do kind of have a question. Are you guys using Apple products out there? Because we were approached about a developer about a Nerdarchy dice app. So that's also working as well. I had a phone yesterday. Was so freaking busy. Because we had the Open Legend game. Me and Ted filmed videos. Then I had a conference call with Adam about putting together this app.
And then as soon as that phone call's over, you call me and you're like, oh, by the way, Adam's going to be in your next game.
Yes. Then there was after that was the Jim Davis call. To get him on board with the convention. And then I got another friend. He actually appeared in one of our Star Wars games, but he's very much into live events. And I'm like, hey, what can we do? Can you give me a hand with this? So So we got a lot of plates spinning right now, and our objective is to keep adding plates without dropping them all.
Well, you know that when you do that kind of stuff, when you keep adding plates, eventually they all fall.
Maybe for you.
But then you have to catch the plates. You kind of.
I'm not a ninja. I'm sorry.
I refuse to let them fall. Well, some things will get crossed off. Like the 23rd will happen, the 29th will happen.
Yes.
They're going to work themselves out.
One
way or the
march
other.
of time shall slay those plates into oblivion.
Well, yes. I get that part. Change the plates.
Well, that's it. Then we have new ones. Well, you need some
Slain
new
to
ones. You're
oblivion.
adding plates. You're taking plates away. So okay. So we always do like these weird titles that don't really have anything to do with what we're talking about. So obviously the treasure, I think I put treasure in the title, and we gave away stuff. And the quest giver was Jeff Mach, who contacted us about doing the event last minute, and like, hey, I know you're doing a lot of stuff, but we want one more thing to do. That Ted's like, we can't do that. It's impossible. Like,
Well,
what?
all right. Well,
it can't be done. I'm absolutely. Oh no.
Nothing to see here.
it's breaking stuff.
Nothing broke. Nothing broke.
All right. So for let's rewind a little bit. I thought it would be impossible when I was on the guise of it being an entire weekend convention run, planned and designed and implemented in 6 weeks. But when it was just streamlined to just Saturday, I'm like, no, we can make this work.
I'll try and get the other 2 days.
We got a great deal. We got such a super deal.
I want to do the impossible. Well, Nate breaks our set.
I just had an itch I had to scratch. So.
With the set. Off the top rope. So earlier today, I was able to catch a cool live chat.
Yeah.
I was actually listening to it as I came into Ted's basement. Professor Bill Comic Book University had the Geek Fortress on, and they were talking about their love for Superman. And there were some really great discussions. They talked about Superman versus the Elite, which I think you've seen the animated one where he takes on the super team, which was really freaking amazing. So that was pretty cool. Listening to that some morning. And listen, and he had some issues. They had to, and we feel you, man, because we've had had things happen plenty of times as well where they had to actually like restart the live chat because they were doing it over Skype and you could hear the guest, but you couldn't hear Bill. His lips were moving and talking. And at first I'm like, is he muted? And then I realized, no, he's not muted. He just doesn't know we can't hear him.
Well, he had some computer problems yesterday. We were getting ready to get set up.
Yeah, I think it might be like a Google permissions thing where like it might be hard to like tell Google to use your headset and tell Skype to use your headset at the same time. They go to war, and someone has to win.
They butt heads.
Yeah. But that was cool. I was able to catch that. I was just like, Professor Bill's on. Nice.
Yeah, he's good stuff.
And then Lavoyer was over there chilling along with a couple other people.
Well, that's cool. Some of our people have
migrated
over.
They will. They just need to see Professor Bill on Nerdarchy a lot more, and they'll realize how cool he is. And then they'll realize that they like comic books, even if they don't. And they'll be all good. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun. You guys aren't in it, but I'm having a lot of fun with the Marvel game he's running. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, Kyle's in the game with us. Megan, Doug, Kai. I mean, Megan did get a little boned with her bullet detection power, but other than that, it's a lot of fun. we learn things about the game. Don't trust Kyle. It's very important.
I'm gonna get the T-shirt made that says "Do you trust me?"
Absolutely.
So have we crossed the threshold that we need to do the sound off?
We're almost halfway.
Yeah, we can do the sound off. We can get the roll call going. Anywhere is from like 20 to 30 minutes is pretty good. You got like the bulk of the people you're gonna get in. Oh, they're already there. That's why I wait, because when you first started, they like trickle in, ones and twos like Noah's Ark.
Yeah, but we still get the people that like, oh, I'm here. They say where they're at right at the beginning.
Yeah. Nothing beats the Matt Colville day though, when they showed up at like 8:30 in the morning, for a 12 o'clock. They're camping out like Grateful Dead fans, passing around D20. Sharing their bags of dice. It was good times.
That's amusing. Do we have people signing off yet, Kyle?
Oh yeah. Looks like we got Doug from Cleveland. We got WASD20 from West Michigan. The bill in the Avengers Mansion. Is that even a thing?
Of course it is.
Oh, so everybody's got a mansion now. I thought it was the X-Men mansion. Come on. Let's see. Jeremy Nadaski at Central Florida. OMG Laser Pew Pew from Denmark. Fraginator from Washington State. S. Daniel, Armpit of California. Rogelio Tadeo, Utah. Michael Moody, coming from Canada. And that's all we got so far. Oh, nope, Hal Deacon from Maine.
Is that
Nice.
WSAD 20?
That's Nate.
That's Nate?
Yeah. Hey, Nate, what's going on, brother? I'm actually surprised you're over here not watching the Stream of Annihilation. The number just rolls down by one.
He's like, oh, sorry, guys. I forgot I got to do something.
Yeah.
Stay nerdy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't let the stay there to hit you on the way.
I know. I kind of want to hit up Nate from WSD 20 when we actually start doing some mapping, because he does some really great mapping over there on his channel. So if you guys want to see some great maps and some other things as well, go check out WASD 20. That's Nate. His channel. He's got a great channel. Check it out. Just wait until this is over, please. We have enough competition already.
So if he was a D20, what die is he now?
Oh my God.
This is restraint.
Right
now.
I'm certain there's at least somebody out there either watching now or we'll watch later that will find that amusing. I have confidence in it.
Yeah, now you have me pondering what the WAS stands for.
WASD is on the keyboard number pad. I mean,
It's
not
your-
the number pad, the forward, left, right, back.
It's your
Yeah.
typical directions
Yeah,
in most
for
PC
playing
games.
PC games. And the D20. So it's a mashup of the two.
I see.
It's even in his logo, just to say. It's there.
It's that. Yeah, I believe you. I just haven't noticed. I wasn't getting the video game connection.
I just need to make a bad pun.
Yeah. Because for movement, I generally use the mouse, and then I use the 4 in a line for League of Legends. But I haven't played in so long, I couldn't even tell you what they are. My hand would know where to go on the keyboard because it just goes there naturally. But I couldn't actually tell you which keys they are.
Well, for things more complex, you're gonna need directional as well as head movement. Like so for Mech Warrior or Minecraft or stuff like that, you need the WSAD.
Yeah, I hate those games. I can't play those games. I would just literally end up in a corner stuck on bouncing off the wall.
Hit space and jump. This is not helping.
Yeah. My brain is too simple for such things. What are you gonna do? So, any questions in the chat, Kyle?
Nothing necessarily. We do know that WASD 20 Nate did break his camouflage through the roll call because we have a lot of love going toward him.
Yeah. Nice. We outed him. Is that what you're trying to say?
Essentially, yes.
Good.
It looks like OMG Laser Pew Pew is going to be playing a one-shot soon over in Denmark. He's going to be level 8, and he wants to be a half-orc. He's looking for some good suggestions, and champion fighters being thrown around a lot. But he's thinking multi-class, maybe with some monk.
Half orc.
Half orc, like you either want to go half orc is great with champion and barbarian.
Yeah, there's a lot of synergy. Between
But if
them.
you're 8th level, barbarian's useless because you don't get the extra dice until 9th.
Well, I was thinking champion with the extra critical and the savage stuff that you get the extra roll the extra die with the half orc.
Yes,
That's a really good combo right there.
it is a good combo.
I don't know what I want to add to champion though. 'cause-
Yeah. If you were going to multi-class, the truth of the matter is, like at 3rd level from fighter, you've gotten everything you need.
Unless you really want to go for that extra plus on your critical range. Then
It's a one-shot 8th level. You're not going to get it. Unless he goes up, unless he goes up like 12 levels in one session.
So-
Sorry, I wasn't
So-
thinking one shot. I was thinking
You're giving me a look like you're so stupid, Dave. Why?
It's like, are you even listening?
Do you even read the book? Do you even play this game?
Nope. Yeah.
So if you do monk,
I'm not a gamer.
No,
at all.
No, that was the look I thought you were giving me.
if you're going to use monk weapons, that's pretty cool because then you can do dual wielding. So you do the 2-weapon fighting from the champion, and then you're going to get extra chances to get criticals. So
Well-
there's going to be that benefit.
Even if you don't do the 2-weapon fighting from champion, no matter what fighting system you do, you're just going to get more attacks, and it's going to increase your chances of getting a crit. So there's that, and they don't have to necessarily be weapons.
Then you can jump around too.
So, although there might be some funny things about how the fighting styles interact with unarmed combat, so that would be the one thing to check out. Because I personally, I would like duelist with that combination for the +2 to damage on all your attacks, because you can literally just not use a weapon in your offhand. But I think the way the wording is, like, it doesn't actually allow you to put them together. I think it was called out in one of the videos we did as well. So there's that. But Monk would give you a lot of interesting options. The only problem with Monk is that you need a lot more scores.
Right. Yes. And then you've got to weigh whether or not to wear armor at the champion or have the monk.
5 levels of paladin.
Ooh.
For smiting.
Because you can choose to smite after you know you crit.
So what
right?
Did they say the level of the game?
8.
8. So a 3rd level champion, 5th level paladin, so pretty powerful combination.
Yeah, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. You're going to maximize everything, the good stuff you're going to get.
There was actually it was scaled level because we were playing a 10th level game, but in my fan game that I ran, there was a half-orc fighter paladin.
It was him.
How did they go?
It's good.
Good for them.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I would find tough is the whether I wanted to go 4 levels of fighter and 4 levels of paladin, just because. But the 5th level you need the extra. You use the extra attack, so that's like a big level.
Right.
So you kind of need it, but it sucks because you're going to lose the stat bumper feat.
Yes.
But I think the 3-5 is probably going to be your best split.
I think so as well.
And if you gain a level from that adventure, you can go 4. Then you can go 4-5 and never play that character again.
But you get your feet or your stat up.
Yeah, you get it. You can retire him there. He is complete. So I guess that's how I would go. And aside from if you want to do some like strange or weird things, that could be fun. Not wrong with that either.
No, not at all.
So I've only played half-orc once so far in 5th edition, and that was for a game run by Juice, and I was a half-orc war priest. I think it was only a session. So it didn't quite sate my appetite for playing a half-orc.
I understand.
Half-orcs, it's probably a close second if I had to pick like a favorite race between them and dwarf.
Well, champion, sorcerer, dragon sorcerer.
Champion, dragon, sorcerer. Well, that makes your charisma more important, unless you're just doing buffs and stuff.
Oh yeah, like mirror image and stuff like that. So do like 5 levels to get the attack for champion. So you get 2 attacks, and then do the dragon sorcerer, you get an extra hit points. You got the natural armor class.
So you're going to go 5 champion, 3 sorcerer.
Yeah, and then you're going to get things. You're going to get access to 2nd level spells like mirror image. You've got false lives. You got a few other things you can
Shield.
stack on top of that. Shield, really super important.
Yeah.
And then you also have access to the meta magic abilities and the sorcery points, so that you can get more shields and more.
There might be better sorcerer archetypes than dragon though. If
There may be. I'm just thinking PHB wise.
And if unearthed counter, because they use that mechanic of the extra hit point a lot. The armor class thing isn't going to be
The shadow sorcerer
nearly as useful. I don't think shadow's going to be one. I know stone is definitely, but again, that's another one that gives you a armor class thing that's not going to be useful.
I think stone is going to be the most useful for a martial character.
Isn't the shadow the one that's hard to kill you? It's not like
but if you're only doing a dip.
Well, it's not. The hard to kill isn't based on level. I thought it was their starting ability.
I don't know. I don't have that memorized.
Yeah, I think if Shadow Sorcerer is what I'm thinking of is you get a save, or it's kind of like you're like a zombie in a way for knocking you down. So that plus the half work, get a 1 to 1 hit point instead of getting knocked down to 0. That's pretty good. So you'll be really, really springy. The DM's like, all right, you're at 0 right now. I'm actually at 1 now. He's like, you're at 0 right now. I get to make a saving throw.
Yeah, the only thing with that one is I just don't know what level they get it at. So
yeah, if you get it early, then
it works.
Yeah,
if you get it at 6,
you've played a stone sorcerer.
I have, but again, it's one of their primary abilities is you basically have armor. So again, that's going to be that's not going to be nearly as useful for someone who can wear armor. They get better weapon proficiencies and stuff like that. Not as useful, but in that same one, they introduced several of them, and several of them had that ability.
Right.
So the thing is to go back and look and see which ones get it and go, okay, are any of these actually work a little bit better?
So there you go. There's a multitude of options for you, and I'm certain the chat has given you others.
Probably. No, they all left. They're watching Stream of Annihilation. There is now 2 people watching us. Thank you, Bill. So there is that. What else? We got a game coming up tonight.
We do. We got your game where we we get to
Say goodbye.
give a send off to Alan.
Yeah, I did discuss with him and how he wants to go out.
All right. Well,
So
Just have to tune in to find out.
I'll put my eggshells out.
I've gotten him a couple options.
Okay.
So he's like, I kind of like this one and that one. I'm like, we can maybe do both. Let's see how that goes. And I haven't put up a gameplay in a while. They're starting to collect. I need to get those. I need to get those going on. Again, I guess I got, you know what it is. I got busy on Thursday and didn't have time to get them rendering, which is kind of the issue.
Right.
Because we film videos and game on Friday. That means like all of Friday stuff has to be done Thursday. So I end up working late on Thursday. And if I don't remember for the last thing that I do to be set up a video to edit and render, then forget about it because there's not enough time.
The fact that you're gaming with TV Timmy on Tuesday, typically you're running the Scarlet Sisterhood game on Wednesday. This week you actually had a requirement for your son to do, which kudos to David. I know he doesn't watch these, but
Yeah.
I'll throw that out there. I'm proud of you. Thursday is, you're playing in the Bills phase rip game. Friday, you're running the Aatier Skies. But literally Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's 5 days in a row that you'll be gaming this week.
Yeah, the end of the week is brutal. Yeah, so like Ted said, we'll be back on track next week for the Scarlet Sisterhood. I was a little bummed about that. And I even got the pass from my wife and David on not going to the thing, but I'm like, apparently there's this Pine Cone Award for Boy Scouts. It's a big deal. Like no one else in this troop has it.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like this, I guess it's a super rare thing that you can only get by being part of the adventure crew in addition to Boy Scouts. And then you have these leadership requirements that you have to do in order to get it.
Yes.
So I didn't even know it was coming up. And it's like, oh, there's this thing. And then I was like, I should probably go to that. So I did. I'm like, game and feel like a shitty parent or do the right thing. It was tough. So the day of the game, I decided to make a decision.
I think it was a good decision.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Because that
Just makes them more hungry for the Wednesday game.
maybe. No, I think really when you don't do things, they just kind of drop off and people forget about them. Personally, but but with that stuff, it's like the Boy Scout stuff is so tedious. I've never been a Boy Scout. It's not really my thing, but it's cool that he's doing it. He's enjoying it. I've seen him really step up into the leadership role. But those Court of Honors are so tedious and boring.
They can be.
With intermittent, really bad skits from the boys. They're terrible.
I don't think they had those when I was around.
Oh,
So
the boys themselves seem to really enjoy them, but they're all terrible. Some of which they're making up just as they go. So. Matter of fact, it's kind of the way I GM.
So really, what I'm hearing is these guys are role players that are up and coming.
Possibly, it could be. Well, you often hear of gamers getting started in the Boy Scouts. So,
Well, that's where a lot of people I know started.
didn't both of you guys start there? And then, I've seen it in the comments a lot of times where people are like, "Oh yeah, the other boys were playing it in our troop, and that's how I got into it."
I think, actually, a whole bunch of Boy Scouts got me into it, and then they didn't tell me that they were Boy Scouts. So I found out they were all in Boy Scouts when they would disappear for some reason every couple weekends. Like, what are you guys doing? I can't tell you.
That is kind of weird that they're okay with telling you about gaming,
But not scouts.
but not Scouts.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because of the dorky uniforms that you have to wear as a
I
Scout.
think because probably some of the gamers they knew thought they were more nerds for being in Boy Scouts than
Right.
actually playing Dungeons and Dragons. So
Well, I would feel it go the other way too. Like the Boy Scouts are probably like, "Oh, a gamer, what a nerd." At least I'm not that. Boy Scouts is at least like some wilderness survival stuff.
yeah.
You got to kill a bear with a pocket knife and stuff.
Never had to do that.
Not yet. It's sort of like you still have your whole son's career in the
That's right.
Scouts to have that come up.
Yeah, you got to build them up to it. And then when he does it, if there's no reward for it, make one.
That'll work.
Yeah, the silver bear fang.
Yeah.
Silver Bear Fang.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
I'll have
Make
to
sure
look
you
it
use
up.
that.
Michael Moody wants to know, he's trying to find a low-level monster to use in his games that's more interesting than goblins, kobolds, orcs, kobolds twice, and undead. Any suggestions?
If you're a Nate, you would just use a Nothic.
Flying snakes.
It's like you read my mind.
If you really want your players to die, use flying snakes.
Flying
Read my mind
snakes.
again.
Modrons.
Is this what I would put in the game?
Blights.
Yeah, the different little tree blights and things. Those are
Oozes.
You can literally take the stats from any of those things, change the description to be something unique and interesting from your world, and be like, hey, here's this thing, and I'm going to tweak it a little bit.
I gotta say something about oozes. They're low CR, some of them. That is a hidden party killer, all right? Hidden party killer.
So they
I
said,
had to
"All right,
creatively figure out how to not TPK the party of low-level adventurers with just one ooze.
It's like, all right, oozes and flying snakes. That's what my dungeon is filled with.
Well, see, the funny thing though about the party getting TPK'd by an ooze is they're all incredibly slow. So that means they've chosen to fight to the death.
Well, it's one of those things when you don't realize you get in a room and it's blocking the door in a way, so you gotta like leap over it or fight it. And some people decide to fight it, and you don't realize you have to run away until you get punched in the face for like a whole bunch of acid damage. So.
Yeah, but any of the there's any of the fake like sprites and pixies and stuff like that could be fun. I mean, you can use anything. You can always scale down monsters, scale up monsters.
You could use humans.
Scale cross monsters.
Those guys are bad.
I'd be careful with the orcs that are in there. They might say that they're like a quarter or a half CR, but they hit hard. So be careful.
Yeah, don't just use too many. Don't use too many.
Mephits are a nice weak elemental monster that's fun.
Closets, imps are in the same vein.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's literally tons of stuff. It's just, it just depends on what kind of story you want to tell, how creative you want to be, different combinations. And, like, here's the thing, too. Like, your goblins and kobolds don't have to be boring either. Like, if that's kind of almost a conscious choice. If your monsters are just, like, stereotypical monsters and, like, they're being manufactured somewhere and coming hot off the presses, of course they're going to be boring. It doesn't matter what it is or how often you use it. Like, you want to have an interesting goblin? All right, give him a name. Put some different clothes on him. Have them have a catchphrase or something. You start doing stuff like that, and those boring monsters become a lot more fun.
Here.
And then the other thing is, like, you can also have them interact with the monsters as well instead of just fight them, or at least maybe a little bit of interaction, beforehand, before the fight starts, or maybe, as the monsters are losing, they surrender, they throw down their weapons, they don't want to die, they beg for their lives, stuff like that.
You also can take in tactics into account. Davis, kicked the snot out of us with goblins and kobolds, so
it's always fun. And I'm sure you can find tons of articles about this too. Also look up like Tucker's Kobolds is a thing.
So it looks like Jeremy Nerdarchy and James Carden both want to know your guys' predictions for the Unearthed Arcana that should be released Monday.
Yeah, I haven't put any gray matter to it whatsoever.
yeah,
We hear rumor that it may be revisions of some sort.
Well, so here's the thing. Like one of the last things they actually put out on Wizards of the Coast, they talked heavily about the revisions and how they're doing that, which is really cool. I really appreciate that. As well as, they released to the DMs Guild both the Artificer and the Mystic now as full classes, which is cool because I think that makes them official Watts products. So that now, that might open them up for them being played in League, which is cool.
I don't believe it's opened it up for League, but I do believe it's opened it up for if you want to make archetypes and that kind of stuff.
Well, it does, but it's an official Wizards of the Coast product, much like the Player's Guide at the Prince of Apocalypse.
Oh. Well, I've heard tell that there's some League players who aren't allowed to use the Elemental Companion.
Oh, I don't know. I would have to. I would actually have to.
There's been some debate, over that.
I thought anything that's an official product is actually usable, but I don't play League, so right. Where did you see these debates?
Facebook.
Oh.
I said that.
Black Pixie JTHM wants to know how risky is going ahead of the party as a rogue assassin in order to get that sneak attack.
There's no worries at all. It depends on whether they spot you or not.
If you don't get caught, there's no crime, right?
How good is that stealth score?
Yeah, it can be super risky because in 5th edition, I think more than several of the other editions, bodies matter. So the other side's got more people around you. It's going to be hard to get yourself out of a situation that you get yourself into.
It's a risk reward scenario. Like if you're not willing to risk it, you might not be able to do the all of the cool things that you want to do. But I mean, if you have tactics lined up for what you do as a rogue, as well as what your party is going to do when you come, tucking behind, you come trucking past them, your party is set up for the encounter. Monsters aren't expecting, all of a sudden there's 4 or 5 more of them. Crap, now what do we do? They come to a grinding halt because now there's more. Now you turn around, they could be in that moment of surprise again because they're stunned, or you've taken the bonus action to hide behind your companions, and now boom, you're doing another sneak attack on them.
So I know that in one of my games, one of Mark's first character deaths was from splitting the party. So that's the other thing, like how far are you ranging out from the party? Can they get to you within a round, or are you setting yourself up for the potential of having to go mano a mano with someone for several rounds? Now, as a rogue, running away is much easier than anybody else because you can always disengage as a bonus action,
right,
and try to flee. Or you can also dash as a bonus action, which usually would take an attack of opportunity, but you can outdistance most things at that point.
Right, but you disengage as a bonus action, and then you move. You can then on your next turn, you kind of keep that pace.
Yeah, Rogue is one of the fastest characters in the game because of that.
Doug Viavek wants to know what your guys' first impressions and reactions are to Xanathar's Guide to Everything and Tomb of Annihilation.
Oh, I didn't even hear the one yet.
Yeah.
The Tomb of Annihilation I believe I've actually blindly purchased that on Amazon, but right now it's not giving anything. What's that?
Through the link.
Yeah, through the link. No, I tweeted it out and shared that, but I saw someone else had shared the Amazon link to it. It's like, hey, picture not available yet. Hey, product not available yet, but it's in the right time frame, and it was like $16. So nice. A lot of times with Amazon, if you can get in early enough, you'll get the best price. I'm like, you know what? If it gets close to that date and it's not what I thought it was, I'll just cancel it anyway. Right. So that's one of the great things. And of course, we always will try and score an early release as well, but we tend to give those away.
Right.
Oh, damn it! The box. Intern Kyle, to the box. There's a box of stuff over there, please. That just reminded me. I was like, and we tend to give stuff away.
So I think with a title like Guide to Everything, I'm super interested, but I have not heard anything beyond that.
Well, it actually sounds like a product as opposed to an adventure. Yay!
I don't actually know what's in here.
Did it wrong. You have to throw it all at Kyle. So we backed a Kickstarter.
Oh, Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah, so here, let's see. I'm going to pull this out, and then we can get rid of the box. We won't run out of Kyle, though. These guys are such assholes to Kyle.
Just Dave. Maybe Ted.
All right, so what do we have here? We have some decks. So Monster Reference Cards 5th Edition compatible. Game Master's Toolbox Ultimate Beastry Revenge of the Horde. So there's 107 cards in here.
All right, so we've got Kobold and Kitty Encounter Builder cards.
We got Goblin Encounter Builder cards.
Bugbear, Ogre, and Troll Encounter cards.
Hobgoblin and Orc Encounter cards.
Knoll Encounter Builder cards.
Okay, that's that stuff. And now we're gonna actually do a flip through of these.
Got Game Master's Toolbox, the Ultimate Bestiary Revenge of the Horde,
and pawns.
And pawns.
Now I believe one set of the pawns and 2 of the books actually belong to Nerdarchy. But these we actually ordered extra so that we would be able to do for one of our monthly giveaways. So this is going into the pile of stuff.
The treasure hoard, the loot pile.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing with the encounter cards yet, or the cards. Ted's a hoarder of stuff. This looks like something to me that I may or may not use. I'm not sure. We'll have to look at those and see what that is. But these are definitely going into the giveaway pile. And then we're going to do a flip through of Game Master's Toolbox, Ultimate Beastry Revenge of the Horde later on. Look how crisp and clean that is. And once again, thank you, Kyle, for bringing the box over to me. I almost forgot about it, except for mentioning stuff. And now we lost Ted. The art's really good.
Flip through now.
Well, Ted's distracted.
Yeah. Live flip through.
Like, oh, this looks great. If you could only see.
While Ted's
Nice.
distracted, we actually have an interesting theory from WASD20. He thinks that Xenothar's Guide to Everything might just be a compiled list of unearthed arcana.
Possibly the revised stuff. The stuff they've gone through. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I mean, it is potentially a thing because they are starting to rack up a lot of stuff, and it's like, what do you do with it all? Are they going to piecemeal it all out and they start generating more and more, or do they start putting it into something? But either way, it sounds good. I like the idea of the guy.
The thing that they actually, released last week, or was it 2 weeks ago?
I stand corrected. Apparently, it's not a theory. Doug actually shared a link to the description, and apparently that's what it says it's going to be.
A release of all the unearthed arcana stuff they put out.
Mm.
So there's a couple things like mass combat, right? They revisited that. So anytime they start revisiting stuff, that always makes me think they're closer to doing something with it. Maybe the downtime rules, that would be cool if they made that into official product. Right. And then of course they have all the different archetypes and stuff to work with.
But the in the actual unearthed arcana they were talking about, there's some things that they've gotten feedback and they've determined that, like, this is not going to be a thing. This is going to be let go. So I don't know whether the guide to everything is literally going to be only the stuff that they're moving ahead with. So I don't know.
Well, at that point, it's in a product. They're not moving ahead with. They moved ahead with it.
Yeah. Yes, what they moved ahead with.
Yes. That's it. It's a guide full of the stuff they let go. Feeling a little extra salty today. I don't know. No, yeah. So that's really cool. Also, they also announced the Twitch integration with Beyond. I saw that, so that's pretty cool. Hey, that's something we've been talking about here at Nerdarchy a little bit too, and that's like starting to stream more games on on Twitch for Nerdarchy. We've got like 40 or 50 followers over there.
We could always use more.
We could always use more, but we don't do anything yet. But we are talking about like maybe our live games, moving them over there. We'll keep the in real life games kind of the way they are. Our fan games, we can stream them there first. We'll have to figure out the tech end of things. We had like this cool key to Fantasy Grounds that does a bunch of stuff, but we haven't used yet. Then maybe we'll dust that off and work that out a little bit. The Beyond integration would be cool. And we might, so I want to see if we can change the name to like the Nerdarchy Network. And we were talking about tapping some other GMs for actually running games on that channel as well. People that, Nerdarchy's friends with and has been supportive of us or has done work with us. So, that would be cool as well, because if we do a Twitch, to be successful on Twitch, you have to be twitching a lot, like every day or something, is my understanding. So if we go into a new medium, I want to go there and do well. So we're probably going to have to find people to run games for us over there.
So there was a very long-winded chat and discussion about what kind of games want to be run over there, and who's willing to take up what kind of mantle. It's pretty interesting, the options that we currently have.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there'll be some D&D over there. We're talking about other things like White Wolf, and maybe some masterminds, and different games we can kind of explore and go into. Maybe we can rope a Professor Bill in to streaming some more of a phase rip.
Cool.
Maybe we should stay with the games that people can actually go out and purchase. I don't know. We'll have to figure out all those details. I mean, the biggest thing is, like, are you guys interested in that? Do you guys even go over on Twitch, or would you follow us over there if we did that too? So we're always looking for cool and interesting things to do. But as always, if you guys don't want us to do it, we probably won't. Or if you do, we're always open to suggestions.
Absolutely.
Fraginator says, I already made a Facebook just for Nerdarchy. Are you saying that I need to make a Twitch also?
All of the social medias.
Yeah, you need to do everything, apparently.
Well, thank you for doing Facebook, just for coming to hang out with us.
That is pretty awesome. And also, too, now, if you're not on Twitch, you're not watching me play on Tim's games. His Fire and Light every Tuesday. He also has a Sunday game as well, but I'm not in that one. But you can probably check it. You can go check that out as well. I'm gonna have to. He's got a weird Twitch handle that I have to find. It's like XX TV Timmy XX or something. There's weird hand signals going on back and forth.
It's like baseball.
Yeah, I think so. I think Kyle's gonna throw a slider to Ted. I'm not sure. And then Nate's gonna try and hit it.
There's bacon and cheese on it. I'm gonna eat it.
Oh, that.
I don't believe that kind of slider, Nate.
That's how Nate sports.
Food sports.
Yeah. But there is, that being said, there is a lot of cool stuff going on Twitch. Maze Arcana's over there. Counter Roleplayers over there. I guess we can mention the Nerdarchy supergroup. Well, it's not the Nerdarchy supergroup, but Nerdarchy is, kind of joining up with, and we've already announced the Starfinder game that Ted stole my spot for.
I did not steal your spot. You said you're not available, and Ted just handled us.
Yeah. I'm so upset. I wanted to play a space rat dude berserker, who may or may not actually have any abilities to berserk. He was probably a mechanic with a large monkey wrench. So what are we talking about? Well, Owen Stevens from Paizo is going to be running a game, and it's going to be on the Encounter Roleplay Twitch channel and streamed, and then it's going to get kicked over to the WebDM channel to live. And so Encounter Roleplay as well as WebDM will be in that game, as well as Ted and Cody from Taking 20. So that should be a lot of fun. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun. You're going to be able to play some Starfinder. You're going to get we're going to get some of the earliest access to the rules, which is kind of cool. I don't know if we're allowed to share anything or not, or whatever. We'll figure that out.
The information I've gotten, we're not allowed to share it.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, by share, we talk about.
Okay.
Not actually share. We can't do that. That would be illegal. So yeah. So we'll have access to that soon. Maybe we'll do some videos on it once we get to look at the rules a bit more. But we're also forming a group that's going to be around for a bit longer. And we don't have a name for this thing yet, but we're going to be playing games on Twitch and then putting it on its own channel. And that's going to be Andrew Armstrong from Dawnforge Cast, myself, or one of the other guys. We're going to have Jonathan Pruitt and Jim Davies from WebDM, as well as Cody from Taking 20. So it should be a lot of fun, and hope we're trying to garner a lot of interest in the game. We're gathering up sponsors to get it, put together a deal to make this thing as big as possible, and also get the word out. It's just another fun thing we're doing. More games is always good.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if we've talked about any of that stuff much or at all. So now, like I said, we had a lot we're going to dump on you guys during this during this live chat. Kyle's looking at his watch. It's getting close. He's going to kick us off soon.
Minutes to go.
It's good. We get to make Kyle the bad guy now instead of Ted.
Isn't it good, Ted?
No, David just finds something else to pick on me about.
Well, probably.
Well, he's got to try it out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's my brother-in-law.
I did marry your sister. Take that, Ted. It's actually, I'm getting my revenge now.
Hey, I wasn't the one that said it. You chose her.
It's good. It's good. We've been together a long time now. Like 23 years? I think so, 23 years. That means we're coming up on, this will be our 18th year of married or so.
Okay.
So.
Oh, by the way, Doug Viavec does say that you can purchase Marvel superheroes from Amazon, and the Nerdarchy link is in the website article.
Oh, cool.
That's right. Pimp that site.
Yeah, you can buy it, but
They're coming up on 1 million views.
what's coming up on 1 million views?
Nerdarchy.com.
Oh, yeah, they are. Actually, they've been kicking ass over there. They write so many articles. I don't know what they do with the rest of their day. Like it's like they eat, breathe, and sleep Nerdarchy.
I think they're just way more efficient than we ever were at writing. So
yeah, well, I always say the writing got so much better on the site once we stopped touching it. And also, so Ty is our chief and editor over there on the site. Well, we recently promoted Doug to assistant chief and editor, or does that just make him the editor? I don't know how that stuff works. I don't know how any of this works. But
we got a number 1 guy, we got a number 2 guy.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
So when we did the writers chat, like Ty jumped in at the very last minute for it. and he had literally come off of his long weekend vacation or whatever, and traveling, been away, and then that's when he realized that he had a bunch of stuff to do for Nerdarchy.com still. He hadn't done it yet, and because there is no number 2, there was no one he could like get to help him out.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, although he could have probably talked to us. I mean, it is our site after all. But then he said, what about having Doug step up and handle this stuff? And Doug actually works at newspapers as well, so it's really cool. So we want to thank both of those guys for making everything run smoothly, as well as everyone else who is involved that contributes, because you guys make it what it is.
Absolutely, 100%.
So with that, we're getting the message. It's time to wrap things up. We have some more videos to shoot. We have a game to play tonight. So until next time,
Stay nerdy.